Today's daf is Masechta Sota, Daf Lamed Aleph. We're on the top of Lamed Aleph from an Aleph by the two dots. It says Boi Bayom, the end of the third line. So Zak the Gemara, the Mishnah said, Boi Bayom Darshan B'Shua ben Hyrcanus. B'Shua ben Hyrcanus Darshan. It said that Shalei Avad Eiv Hashem that Eiv didn't serve Hashem me'ahava. Well, because it says on the pasuk Eiv Parak Gimel Pasuk Tazov Hein Yikdaleni Loy Ayachol. So Eiv was saying that even if Hashem would kill him, then he still would not separate from Hashem. But B'Shua ben Hyrcanus is still mesupik if that is the word loy ayachol, is it with the aleph or is it with a vav? So that was a shaila. And if it was with an aleph, I mean, he was saying loy ayachol, and it would be masha is only served Hashem miyira. And Lamaisa, he was mechiach at the end from the pasuk. It says in Eiv Perach of Zion pasuk hey ad egva loy aser tumasim many that Eiv was over the Hashem ahava. So frek the Gemara, that why was Rishon mesupik in the word lo yayachel? That was it loy with a vav or an alf? The lechsi hai loy ibelamed alaf ksiv loyhu. Look at the word. The pasuk is written with lamed alf, and it's loy with alf. Then it means no, that is not miyachat Hashem if Hashem would call. The ibelamed vav ksiv, then it's loyhu. Then it means to Hashem. So what's a shaila exactly? Look how it's spelled. Same thing. Gemara v'chol heichad ksiv b'lamed aleph lahu. Anytime it says b'lamed aleph, doesn't just mean that it could only mean lahu aleph. El me'ata. The pasuk that says the guy with the chasadim that Hashem did with the Gideon. Yishaya Perak Sam Chimel pasuk test says b'chol tzarasam loitzar. So it says over there lamed with aleph. So hachinami you're going to say the loyu, that it means that Hashem was not chayshish for the tzaras of the Yidden. Hashem didn't feel with them and the tzaras. Chitem hachinami, you're going to say that that's what the pasuk means to say. But you can't say like that. Why? Because it says in the Hemshech of the pasuk umalach panav Hashem, that the malach machol that was mishamish from Hashem always helped and did a shlichus to help the Yidden. Did a shlichus from Hashem. So you see that Hashem was not mild mind from their tzaras, the Yidden tzaras. So behechrich that even though it says loy over there with the alf, the meaning is like loy with a vav. Ela mashma hachi. Teretz is that sometimes even though it says loy with alf, it can mean loy with a vav. And it's not much from the fact how you see how it's spelled. So that's pshat. And B'Shua ben Hyrcanus was mesupik in the Mishnah. That although it says lamed aleph, he's mesupik, maybe the meaning is lamed vav. Zok the Gemara weiter. Tanya brings a brisa. Rameir says Nemar Yirei Elokim B'Eiv. It says Yirei Elokim B'Eiv in Parak Aleph Pasuk Aleph Ish Tam V'Yasha Yirei Elokim V'Sar Mirah. The Nemar Yirei Elokim B'Avram, and it says Yirei Elokim B'Avram because it says in Bereshis Parak of Beis Pasuk Yibez Ki Ata Yadati Ki Yirei Elokim Ata. So you can learn out Gzei Yeshava. My Yirei Elokim B'Avram. The Kavanah is the Yirah that comes from Ahava, after Yirei Elokim Mar B'Eiv, so to the Yirei Elokim that said by Eiv, the Kavana is Me'ahava. In fact, the Gemara of Avram, Gufim and on, how do you know Taka by Avram? Instead it says Yirei Elokim means Me'ahava. Zok the Gemara, the Chsiv, says a pasuk in Yeshaya, Parak Maval, pasuk Ches, Zera Avram Oihavi. So you see that Avram was always served Hashem me'ahava. Frek the Hilig Gemara, my iko bein oisim me'ahava lo oisim me'yira. What is the difference between someone that does the Ratzon Hashem me'ahava to someone that does the Ratzon Hashem me'yira? So Zok the Gemara, the difference is ika hadatanya. The difference is that we learned in the Brayser. Shimon Elazar says it's greater the schar, somebody that does the Ratzon Hashem me'ahava, yoiser min ha'oisem me'yira. He gets more reward that someone does the Ratzon Hashem me'yira. Why? Shezeh tali le'elav dar. Somebody it's Oisimi Yira, his schus is making on him, his children Elef Dor for $1,000 afterwards. The Zeh, the one that does Mahava, Toli Lal Payim Dor. His schus is making for $2,000 afterwards. And so too, we learn out of the Psukim. Hacha, it says when the Oisa Mahava Ksiv Shmois Perichav Pasuk Hey says Va'oisa Chesed LaAlofim LaYahavi L'Shem Mitzvah. It says Al Payim Lashon Rabim, and Miyat Rabim is 2, so it's 2,000. But Hassan, when it does the Miyira Ksiv Devar and Parak Zayin Pasuk Tes says V'yadatik Hashem Leikecha. Then it says Shem Arbis V'Ches LaYahavi L'Shem Mitzvah LeElef Dor. Correcting Gemara, Hasam Nami, even in the second pasuk where it says Elef Dor, Ksiv LaOyavav L'Shem Mitzvah LeElef Dor. So over there it mentions also Oyav Hashem, Oyav Mahava, also Elef Dor. So how could Shimon Lazar say that this pasuk's only talking about Oyav Mihira? Maybe it's talking about also Oyav Mahava, and it's also only Megan for Elef Dor. Zakti Gemara, Hi L'Desamachle. V'hai l'desamachle. This pasuk that says Al Payim Dor is going on what it says next to it that says La'alofim Lo Yahave. V'hai, and the pasuk that says Elef Dor is going on what it says near it also L'Shem Mitzvah Elef Dor. And the lashon of Shmira is shaykh on Zahiris from Eloisase, which is Machmas Yiras Hashem. So the fact that it says Elef next to Shemre is mashma that's going on. So it's Hashem Yira, which is watching from Eloisase, which comes Machmas Yiras Hashem. Zokt Tehillig Gemara Vaita. The Gemara brings a Maisa Legabe this. Hanu Trei Talmid Davi Yosvi Kamei de Rava. There were 2 Talmidim that were sitting in front of Rava. Chad Amar Le, one of them told Rava Akriyon B'Chalmai, that it was read to me in my dream this pasuk that says in Tehillim pasuk lam paraglam and al pasuk chaf morav tuvcha asher tzafanta l'rehecha, the great the good that's set aside for the ones that fear Hashem. V'chad, and one Amar Le Akriyon B'Chalmai, and one of the people told Rava that he had a pasuk read to him in his chalm in Tehillim Parak K pasuk Yud Beis. It says, "V'yismuchu kol chayisevach la'olam yiranenu v'yaltzu b'cha oyavei shemecha." So they both asked Rava, "What's the interpretation of this dream?" Amar lahu, so Rava told him, "Tarvaychu rabbanon tzadikei gemurei atan." Both of you chachamim are tzadikim gemurim, and that's what was said to you in the dream. Haramar, the one that read to him, was read to him the pasuk v'yismuchu chayisevach is over the Hashem Me'ahava, and that's why they read that pasuk. V'yaltzu b'cha over Shemecha. Umar, the one that was read to him the pasuk Marav Tucha Shetzafant L'Recha is Miyira. So he was over the Hashem Miyira, and that's why that pasuk was read to him in that dream. Hadran Aloch Kishem Shahamayim. Hadran Aloch Kishem Shahamayim. So now we're up to the 6th parak. Parak Mishakine. So this parak is going to discuss on what kind of edus on stira or on tuma is the isha neseres abayla if the husband does kinui, and based on what kind of witnesses, what kind of edus does the isha lose her ksuba also, and when does a husband have to pay a wife the money of her ksuba when he divorces her. So Zok the Heilige Mishnah, Misha Kine le Ishtai, somebody does kin to his wife, that she should not do steer with Pliny, Venisra, and she does steer. Afilu Shama Me'oifa Perech, even the Baal heard that she was Nisra from a bird that was flying, meaning to say a Eved or a Shivcha, that their witness is really Shvach, like a bird that's flying. So she becomes asar on her husband, and she needs to drink mesaita to mevar her tahira, her status, if she's tahira or not. And if she does not want to drink, then yoitzi, he divorces her, v'yitin ksuba, and he gives her ksuba. Divrei Rebbe Elazar, that's what Elazar holds. Rabbi Shua says that if there aren't 2 Edom, she was nistara, then she does not become asar on her husband. Achi yisu v'yitnu ba moizre spalvana, until until even the women that they knit to the Ur Halvana. So Rashi and Gittin explains that it means that the women that they knit at night, because they're scared, they gather together and they do it Ur Halvana, to the light of the moon, and they discuss all the stuff that went on that day, all the news. So the Mishnah is saying, Rabbi Shua is saying, until they're talking about it, once the sparsim, which is what the Isha is doing, so then the Mayim's not even boidik her, even if you find in the Eidim that she's Nistara, since the Nashim are already talking about it, so Emeli has to divorce his wife. Like in the Tzavur and the Brisa before, we had a Vavim and Beis that we dashed from the Pasuk, Bamidor Parakei Pasuk Chavches, Sivam Loynet Ma Isha Tahari V'Niksav in Israel Zara. A Dafka, if the Mayim wasn't Boidiker because she was Tahira, so then she's with Tachas that she'll Vazir Zara. But if the Mayim was not Boidiker because the news about her is everybody knows about it, and the ladies are already talking about it, all friends, then it's in Israel Zera. Okay, Zokt the Mishnah weiter. Amar Eid Echad. If Eid Echad comes along and says, I saw her that she was Neveles at that time, that there was Eidus that she was Nestora. Loi Hoysa Shoysa, then she does not drink and she goes out without a ksur, because since the Baal did kinui and she was Nistara, so we see that what the Eid is saying is true. But that a maid that she was nitmah and manim that believe that she can't drink. But after place also that she doesn't get ksur, but she becomes possible. Chamoisa or bas chamoisa v'tzarasa bivimta and ubas baila harelo namanis. So all these people, so even a daughter from a husband from another Isha, they're all believed to be made that she was nitma with that sira, even though they're not believed to be made on the Isha Lagabi other things. However, they're not believed to pass from Ksuba, because since they all hate her, rather Ella Shloi Tishta, they just believed enough that she should not drink from the Mayim to Mivara Tyra, and the halach is she comes to ask her the husband and he divorces her and gives her a Ksuba. Dr. Mishnah weiter. What the Mishnah is going to explain, what's in the car that Echad Neman al Tama. It's like the Mishnah Shahaya Bedin, you can learn out of a Kal V'Chomer. Because it made this Rishayna, if the first Edis that are made that a woman that she was Nistara, She'ene Sarta Isser Oilam, this Edis is not Aser Isser Oilam until she drinks. It could still be in a spara with the Mayim, she's Tahira, Mikol Malkoim, Enim Skeim is Pachas Ashnaim. Still, it's not in a Skeim, Pachas and 2 Edim. Edis Achreina, the Edis on the Tuma, Shei Sarta, which Aser and the husband, and Aser, also Aser Isser Oilam to eat Truma, Enim Din Shalei to Skeim, Pachas Ashnaim. Wouldn't it be a Kal V'Chomer that cannot have a Edis less than 2 Edim? That would l'chayr be a Kal V'Chomer. Talmud Loimer like the Mishnah. That's why we have a pasuk that teaches us about Midur Parakei Pasuk Gimel. It says V'hinat ma ve'eid ein ba. So from here you learn out that you can makabel kol eidus sheyesh ba. It says ve'eid ein ba in the pasuk. It's telling you don't even have one eid. It's mashma if you do have one eid, you can makabel that eid and you can believe it. So Zok the Mishnah, now that you learn out that also eid echad neman al tomo, you could ask Kal V'Chomer le'eidus rishayna me'ata. Maybe now you have a Kal V'Chomer to the first eidus, and say that Uma im Edus Achreina that you made on her that she's Nitma Sheisarta Israelam Asa Israelam Haris Kanyamas Beirechad, it works Lamais Beirechad Al Tzeres Akasav because they didn't bow. Say Edus Rishona Shein Sarta Israelam does not Asa Israelam, only Asa Tishta, and maybe she could still come out innocent if she drinks. Any din she's going Beirechad, maybe the Edus Rishona of Stira should also work Beit Echad. Talmud Leimer Zok the Mishnah. It says in Garish Sishta in Dvarim Chavdal Pasuk Aleph, V'Hayu Loisim Techein Be'enav Ki Matzah Ba'ervas Davar. And afterwards in Dina Edis Hu Aimer in Devarim Parak Tes Pasuk Tezvav it says Al Pishnai Edim Yakum Davar. So you can learn Exer Shava Yakum Davar by in the Pasuk of Gerishin and Yakum and this one it says Davar by Edis on Mammon Mala Halon Al Pishnai. You have to have two Afkan. So to by Dina Arayis and Mekabel Edis has to be Al Pishnai. So that's how you know Eidus Rishona has to be Al Pishnayim. Al Tgezer Shava Davar Davar. Zok the Mishnah weiter. What happens if you have, the Mishnah is going to discuss, what happens if you have Hakchasha between the Eidim? So if they contradict each other, Eid Oimer, one Eid says Nitmeis ve'Eid Oimer loy Nitmeis. And also Isha Meres, that this Saito is Nitmeis when she had stira of the Isha Meres loy Nitmeis, and one Isha says she was not. So Allah is Haisa Shaisa, because the Hakchasha makes that there are Eiduses Batal, so you're left with a suffix. We don't know, is she Nitma or not Nitma? So Allah is, now she could drink if you have Hakchasha. What happens if Echad Oimer Nitmeis Ushnayim Oimer Nitmeis, and two Eidim say that she was not, she did not become tummy with the stira? So then the one that the two, they push away the Eidus of the Eid Echad, and now you have a suffix if she was nitma before the Eidim saw her or not, and therefore also the halacha is Shaisa, so she still drinks, because maybe the Eid Echad saw something before the two Eidim came along. Shnayim Ayim Nitmes, if two Eidim first said that she was nitma b'shastira, the Echad Ayim Loy Nitmes, then the halacha is Lois Shaisa. Then she does not drink. Why? Because so in this case, the halacha is that she does not drink because the two Eidim push away with what the one Eid said. The one Eid said that she was not, did not become loy nitmeis, and two Eidim say nitmeis. So we believe the two Eidim should have tumah and mela. We say she's vade tmeya, else the two Eidim, and she does not drink. Zok the Gemara. So the Gemara is going to discuss how do you know that you need to have two Eidim on the stira. Zok the Gemara. Hi. This din that you need to have two Eidim Mistira. Talmud Loimer Kimatza Ba'ervas Davar. Talmud Loimer. But so as a Makar you need to have two Eidim on Stira from Kimatza Ba'ervas Davar. And L'chor this limud Talmud Loimer. But it says L'gabi Eidus Tumah B'mindur Parakei Pasuk Gimel V'hinit Ma B'Eidim Ba. So you can medayek that Dafka Ba. It's enough Beit Echad v'loy b'kinui, ba v'loy b'stir mibayalei. So the Chor is like the Gemara. It doesn't make sense to learn of Kimatza Ba'ervas Davar because we use that drasha to be medayek that ba it's enough with a kinui, ba it's enough with Eid Echad and not with kinui, and ba it's enough with Eid Echad and not b'stira. The Gemara's kasha is that why did the Mishnah have to bring Lamais? The Mishnah brought a separate pasuk. They learn out davar, that Eidim on stira, you need to have two Eidim. The Gemara wanted to know l'chayra, learn out for the fact that it says ba. So you learn out that dafka you could have Eid Echad on the tumah, but not on the stira and not on the kinui. So why shouldn't that be enough to be a limo to tell you that by stira you have to have two Eidim? Why do you need to have a separate limo for that halacha? So Zok the Gemara, Hachinami Ka'amar. That was Taka the Kavanah Tana. And the way you have to read the Mishnah is Ba'ifn of Chsuri Mechser. And it should have said Talmud Loimer Ba, Bavaloi Bikinu, Bavaloi Bistir. And this that the Tana brings the Exer Shava, Davar, what you have, he means is what he means to say is like this. He's trying to say, but Tov Ba'alma Baloi Kinu, Baloi Stira, that if you have Eidus on the Isha's Mezana without Kinoi or Stira, and there's no Raglayim to say that she was Nitma, so the Lima Himan at Echem and Nolan, in that case, how do you know Eid Echad is not believed? So that Zok the Mishnah is learned out from Gezer Shavar. Kanem Akan, it says by Dina Rais Kamaz Bar Davar. Nem Lahalam by Dina Edus, it says Al Pishnaim Edim Al Pishleisha Edim Yakum Davar. Ma Lahalam Dina Edus with Kabel is only Shtei Edim. Afkan, you say by Rais, it's only Shtei Edim. Zok the Gemara Vaita. The Mishnah said Eid Ayman Itmeis, and the Eid says Loy Nitmeis. The Mishnah said if there's a Hakasha on that way, then Hoisa Shoisa. She does drink because Hakasha is Goyim at the Edis in the Spatel. And we're back to square one. We're left with a suffix, was she Nitmo or not? This is Dr. Gemara, more as a diak from the Mishnah, Taimo. That Eid Echad says, Nitmes, not believe the Kamachashle, because it's another Eid B'Machashet. Contradicting the Eid Echad. Haloi Kamachashle, Eid Echad Mehem is not Machesh. Then Eid Echad's believed on the, that she's says she's Vadei Tama, and she does not Shaisa. So like the Gemara Manani Mili, how do you know the steer there Echad to believed on this Eid? It's like the Gemara, the Tanur Rabbanon learned in the Brisa, it says in the Pasuk Daf Yomi Sota, Shinuk of Eid Neim Ba, and the Brisa says, V'shnayim HaKosim V'daber. Pasuk is already talking about two Eidim don't have to be made on the Tumah. However, Eid Echad can be made on the Tumah, and therefore she's Seres Al-Bailam. So, Frek the Brisa, Ata Imer V'shnayim, Pasuk is talking about V'shnayim Oyeino Elo Be'echad. Maybe the Pasuk is already talking about Be'echad. Talmud Loim L'yakum Eid Echad Be'ish. It says, L'gabi Dini Eidos L'yakum Eid Echad Be'ish. And l'chayr at shver. This is what it says in Dina Edis in Dvarim Parak Tes Pasuk Tezvav L'yakum Eid Echad Be'ish. So you could ask, so why does it say Echad? Because B'masha Shenemar L'yakum Eid, it says L'yakum Eid, and it doesn't say Eidim B'loshen Rabim. So it already says one Eid shouldn't be made. So any dashu Echad, don't you know it's already talking about one without Pasuk using the word Echad? Ma Talmud Loimar Echad. So why is it going to tell you the word Echad? So it's coming to tell you a klal, cholatar kula, kamakam shenekam nemar aid, harikan shnayim. Anytime that it says aid, it means two. Actually, for the chakos of echad, until the Torah tells you the word echad, then you know if it says aid, it doesn't mean two, it means one. So here also, the Daf Yomi Sota, it says the eidim ba. That's where you learn out that it means two eidim. And Amar Rachmana trei less bond, you don't have two elachad. And on that, Hemshech Pasuk is saying, V'hilan et pasa. It's mashma that because she's not anusa, she's asura, because there's a recha that's made shenitma. Because you don't have two eidim, rather you have one. And mele is nemlaisa. So, Frak the Gemara became the rice, Eid Echad Mehema, and since the rice, Eid Echad on made is neman on tuma, idach. So the other aid that's saying there's loinitma, that's being machish, and that's stira, heichim atzim machish, lehakim machish. So Amar Ula Komakam Shemina Torah leidechad. Anytime a Torah said leidechad has lamanas, harei kan shnayim. It's keilu's two aidim that to be made on it. Ve'ein dvar shel echad makom shnayim. So who cares if another aid comes afterwards? Machish aid lechor it's considered the first aidus that there is tama is considered already like a aidus shnayim. So I was like, why is she shaisa? The Eidim were made that she's nitma. So how come the Mishnah says when there's a chasha on one aid against another aid, she shaisa? Because they cancel out each other. Shouldn't cancel out each other. Elam Marula Zakdullah. That it's taka true. One aid cannot be makish another aid. And Tani, you have to learn the Mishnah loy hoisa shaisa. You have to learn the Mishnah Fakeret. It says loy hoisa shaisa. Bechina Rav Yitzchak, or Sandra Rav Yitzchak says loy hoisa shaisa. You have to read the halach of the Mishnah is that she would not drink. Bechia Amar Bechia says no, don't change the girsa. Rather say hoisa shaisa. Says no, keep the girsa. No, she would drink avada. So frek the Gemara according to the girsa Rav Chia kasha deula. L'chor you have the kasha that Ula had. The l'chayra one age have did like shnayim. Ula says kamakam shemina Torah leidechad harei kan shnayim. It's as if it's two edim. So what's Shashi say? He says zakti Gemara like kasha. Kan bevas achas, kan bezeh. The Mishnah is talking about bevas achas that the second aid came toich the dibur of the aidus of the first aid echad. And since the first Eidus was not a Skayim Bezin, so it's a Sbatel. But Khan, this that Ula says that Eid Echad is Neman Kishnayim is talking about Bezachar Zeh. that after the first aid left Bezdin, then only after that the second aid came to Machash the first aid. And B'chai Gavni, you say that it was ready to skabel the Divrei Rishon, the first aid, and Bezdin already believed him like two aidim, and Memela, the second aid, cannot come and be Mvatal, the first one's aid, is because as if he's going Keneged Shnei aidim. So Zoyam for the Gemara. So that's Reb Chia's Pshat, Teferim for Ula. So Frek the Gemara, Tanan, it says in a Mishnah, Eidoim or Nitmes or Shnaim Oimim Loi Nitmes, Hoysa Shaisa. Then, in that case, she does drink. Why? Because the Mishnah said, Pshat in the Mishnah Pashtus is that because the two Eidim are Matcha, the Eidis of the Eid Echad. Memela she Shaisa. The two Eidim are saying she was not Nitma. So, l'chayra affecting Gemara, you could ask that what's the mission be mechanish in this din? L'chayra avada, the edus of the shnaim is deichel edus to the yachid, and also the girs of the ratio is hoysa shoysa. Smasha also eid echad is neman to machesh, and kol shkein two edim are neman. So by hechad the Mishnah said this din in order to medayik that dafka when two edim are machesh should be shoysa hachad v'chad, but if it's only one eid echad being machesh, then in that case lo hoysa shoysa. So the Chayyar fact Gemara, it's mashma that Eid Echad against Eid Echad, she would not drink, and not like Reb Chia was just trying to say that in the case of the Mishnah, you say Haisa Shaisa. Zakt the Gemara, Tiyufta de Reb Chia. It's a Tiyufta on Reb Chia. Zakt the Gemara, no, I can tell you, Amar Lach, Reb Chia would say, well, Tamech, the Mishnah is only saying Shnayim against one, two against one, and to Midayik, the din in the Reisha, Shnei Dam B'chish Zazeh, Ein Shaisa. So I was a Ema Seifa, explain the Seifa, Shnayim Oyim Nitmes, the Echad comes and says Loi Nitmes, and Loi is a Shaisa. So over here also you could ask, L'chor Viter, what's a Chiddush? It's Pashat. So Behech, the Mishnah is coming to say, it's only said to Midayik, Dafka two Eidim, Bachad v'chad, you'll say that they couldn't machesh. So come to Isaac Reb Chia, the deacon is Seifa, Saisa the deacon the Reisha. So it's shver, even if you learn like that. So Avada, you'll say, Dr. Reb Chia, that both of these dinim, the Reisha and the Seifa that we just spoke about, are not coming to tell you to medayik them the din of Eid Echad that's Mukach Shal Yidei another Eid Echad. Rather, Elakula Dr. Reb Chia, a whole Mishnah is talking about Psule Edis, either Kroivim or Nashim or Avodim that are made on Tama. Reb Nechemya, and the Mishnah is going like Reb Nechemya. The Tanya Reb Nechemya says, Kal Makam Shemina Torah Eid Echad, anywhere the Torah believes Eid Echad, so there's no Torah Edis. Rather, everyone's believed to be made Saik Sherim and Saik Psulim, and therefore Halech Acha Roiv Edis. You go Basar, the majority, the Roiv Deis that are being made on it. Va'asu Shtei Nashim Be'ish Echad Kishnei Anashim. And they made two women being made, when they being machesh the edus of one eid echad that's kosher, kishnei anashim. So they made those two women have din of two edus, two anashim ksherim, be'ish echad. And just like eid echad is not considered anything when there's two edim ksherim that are contradicting it, the eid echad, so too the edus of eid echad is not considered anything if two edim psulim are being machesh it. And that's the din that the Mishnah intends to say, that two edim psulim are neman to be machesh the words of one eid echad, and even though the two edim psulim, and although minat Torah eid echad's believed like two edim, but still two edim psulim have a din like two edim ksherim, and they could be matcha one eid that's kosher. And since these halachas are said in the Mishnah because of the chiddush, and merely can't be medayik le'inyan eid echad that's muchush another eid echad. So he's saying you can't be medayik that at all. So merely the steers are not shver. V'ikad amri, and some say pshat in Reb Chia's mahalach in the Mishnah. La kol heichad asa eid echad kosher me'ikara. In any instance, in any case, the eid echad comes first to be made on something, and he's made that a isha is nitma and his edus was skabel and bezdin, then afilu meya nashim nami kedach adamyan. Even if 100 nashim come afterwards, they have a din like eid echad, and the edus is not chashav, only like the edus of an eid echad. And since the Torah believed the first aid like Shnei Eidim, so we say that even 100 nashim come afterwards, their edus is batal. And v'hacha, the Mayaskinan and the Mishnah is talking about the Asi Isha Meikara. It's talking about that first a Isha came to be made on the Tumah, and her edus was a skabel, eid echad, but she was a Isha. And therefore, and that's why afterwards two Eidim Psulim came and Machash her edus, then her edus is nitcha because of the two Eidim. V'tartz and Dr. Gemara, v'tartz Reb Nechemya hachi, and you'll answer Reb Nechemya like this, because Reb Nechemya oimer kol makom sheminei Torah leid echad, you go after roiv days. V'asu shtei nashim b'isha achas k'shnei nashim b'isha echad, and according to Reb Nechemya holds that we made two nashim that are machash with their edus, the edus of one nashim, that they had. We said the two nashim had a din like shnei nashim that are machash eid echad. That we say the edus of the achorina, the eid echad is nisbatel. But shtei nashim beish echad ki palgo palgadami. However, when you have two nashim being made on an ish echad, not on an isha achas, then you say it's kapalgo palgadami, it's kemechza mechza. That if they were both and if they were both made vas achas and halacha she drinks, and if b'tchila the echad was made nitma, and then afterwards the second ones are made of the loy nitma, then we say that the first one's in the sky. And so too, two nashim can't be machesh, one person, that's a man. And this has mashma in the Mishnah that you go all the time, basar roiv days, it's talking about only when they eat echad and the two Eidim. It's talking about only when they eat echad and the two Eidim are psul. So, in fact, the Gemara would tie the psul eid islamally. Why would you have to tell me this halacha of psul eidis in both cases? Why does I have to say it twice in the Reish of the Sefer? So the Gemara, Ma'od the Tamir, because Linon, when do you say that by Psul Eidis, you go Basar Deis, Dafka, when Echad says Nitmeis, and Shnaim say Loy Nitmeis. Because then, Pshat is you going L'chumra. You're saying that she has to drink. Aval, but one says Loy Nitmeis, and Shnaim Nitmeis, that the Roiv Deis in that case, they're saying the Psulim saying Nitmeis, and it makes it L'kula, because you say she's not Sheisa. So there would be Mokum to say Loy is Linon. And you don't go Basar days in that case, like a Mechedna. And even Al Yidei Chasha of Eid Echad Pasal, you would say it should be a suffix, and maybe she should drink, because it's going L'kula. Kamash B'lo in the Mishnah, no, even in that case, you go Basar days, and you say she does not drink. Hadron Allah Misha Kine.